Hey everybody, Raven Knight here, coming at you with a weekly update. Not a lot to talk about here, but the stuff I want to talk about is important. So stay with me through to the end, folks, because there's stuff y'all need to hear. All right, so first of all, big thing, my brother is feeling better. He's finally starting to feel better. He's just really exhausted. You know, COVID has basically sapped all of his strength. He comes home and he just collapses on the bed. He is too tired to even think straight. So it's hard to see him like that, but I'm glad that he's feeling better. The downside to that is the other big news. I will be going back to work this week. I don't know if it'll be Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know yet, because what I have to do is I have to get tested and found negative for COVID, and I'm sure I will, because I'm not sick, and I already have the antibodies, and I spent all the time with my brother while he was sick, and I never got it, so I'm good. I know that. So I just need to get the negative test and then go into work and start working again at my new restaurant. And I'm excited for it. It's going to be interesting. I'm also kind of nervous about it because it's a new restaurant and it's going to be a lot of new rules and a lot of new requirements of me, and it's a little nerve-wracking. The other sad part about that is it does mean, inevitably, that things are going to slow down a little bit more on the channel. I'm not going to be able to release as often as I would like. Plus, my schedule at this restaurant is going to be a lot more demanding. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't have days off, but it means that I won't be able to control my days off. Like, for example, the manager made it clear he could not guarantee weekdays or he could not guarantee weekend nights off. He could not guarantee Sunday morning or Saturday night or Friday night. That's why I said that I'm no longer able to do For Honor Fridays. I'm still going to do For Honor streams, but they just won't be on Friday nights usually. Not unless I really can swing it that I get off Friday nights. So because my schedule is not as free and negotiable as it used to be, I don't know how frequently or how often I'll be able to release content. I will, of course, continue releasing content. I just don't know the rate at which it will happen or when it will happen. So just bear with me as I work all that out. I also want to say that I'm trying to work more on my writing, on my novels. Currently, I am in the process of writing another chapter of Troy and Frost for my buddy Jay. He's been very patient with me, waiting a while for that. And also Everyday Life with Raptors for Hannah, which she has been waiting a while for that, working on that, having fun with it. So getting some writing done. Speaking of writing, I'm going to be releasing another Raven's Writing Room sometime in the near future. I'm not going to talk about what it's going to be on yet. I think you'll like it, though. It should be fun. On to other things. Working on fantastical history, merfolks, like, mermaids and all that kind of stuff. Should be cool. Me and my brother have actually been talking about this, and we think y'all will like what we have to say. It's an interesting discussion point. What if mer people were real? What if there really were denizens of the deep? That kind of thing. Also working on women in history, samurai women. We're continuing the Women in History series. And the big one, the one that people have been asking for a while and that I've been putting off because I had other videos I wanted to get done. The Hervis Daubeny lore video. Much in the same way I did Apollyon and Holden Cross, I'm going to do a Daubeny video. Yes. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to releasing some information on that, but I want to make sure it sounds good. So again, I like to take my time with these kind of videos so that I make sure that I do them the best possible way I can. Now, let me also say this. This needs to be said. In my poll lately, I released a poll asking what y'all would like to see. And I said, would y'all like to see a Naruto rant about all the things I don't like about Naruto, the anime? The reason I put that in the poll is because people have asked me to rant about Naruto. And I thought I would love to, but I don't think that's what people really want to see on my channel. Because I do get comments from people saying, hey man, where's the For Honor stuff? Like literally, I released, I can't remember what it was. I think I released a Raven's Writing Room or something. And someone just goes, For Honor? Or was it a diary? I don't remember. But people say, man, give me For Honor stuff, For Honor guy. Like, I do other stuff besides For Honor, guys. So I wanted to see if people were really interested in Naruto's rant, and Naruto's rant was winning in the poll, just kicking butt in the poll. So apparently y'all do want to see it, and since y'all do want to see it, I will be more than happy to do it. But if I'm going to do this, I need to make sure I do it right. So I'm going to be thinking out my points. There are 4 major problems with Naruto that I want to rant about. And if I play my cards right, I could probably make this almost an hour-long video by just ranting about these 4 points. It could go that far. So give me some time to think out how I want to approach this, because it's a touchy subject. Naruto, despite its many flaws, is still a beloved series by many. So I don't want to go stomping on any toes, I don't want to hurt people. We'll see what happens, All right, and now let me also say this to start wrapping things up. Like I said, expect things to slow down, expect videos to come out a little bit slower, but I still want to put my best into each one I do, and so look forward to that. And now let me just say this for the record. I love comments, guys. I love that y'all want to let me know what you thought of my work, and I always welcome praise, and I also always welcome criticism. But let me explain something about criticism for just a second. I do want criticism, but only if the criticism is respectful, acknowledging an actual issue I made, and not just being hateful on the video's content itself. Let me give you an example of what I mean. In my Shinobi video, I made a few jabs at Gaijin Goomba. Now, people pointed out in the comments that you felt it was a little petty or unnecessary for me to make those jabs at Gaijin Goomba. I defended my points by saying I was not trying to insult Gaijin. I just think that Gaijin over-dramatizes and overpraises the ninja, and sometimes fabricates things about them or says things about them that are overly specialized. And because of that, quite often people treat him like he's the big ninja YouTuber, so I was teasing him about that. I don't dislike Gaijin, and I tried very hard not to insult him in the video. But, with that said, there is some truth to it. I didn't need to tease him 3 times. I could have just made one little jab and moved on. I get it. So I was willing to accept that criticism. And there are other times where people criticize me rightly, and I will usually cave. I may defend my position, but I will usually say, granted, I see your point, that kind of thing. Criticism that I don't like is criticism where it's just hating on the video. Like people who say, dude, crap to your gameplay. I want to say this. If you came to my channel to see top tier For Honor gameplay, you came to the wrong channel. You need to go see some much better players than me. I am not good at For Honor in the sense that I am a top tier player. I make history videos, culture videos, lore videos, martial arts and execution analysis videos. I do a lot of things with For Honor, but being a top tier pro player is not one of them. So if you're just going to type into the comments, dude, your playing sucks, know that I'm going to ignore you. I really, really don't have any better way to say that. Also, if you think that I was unfair in a video, especially a response video, you can let me know, but please explain, just don't just assert things about me and about my lack of integrity without evidence. Just saying that I'm trash or garbage, I'm probably going to ignore you. Okay, I want criticism, but only if the criticism is founded and fair. But if you're just going to call me trash, I'm not going to respond. I made that decision lately. I'm just not going to respond if that comes up. One thing I've learned very quickly as I've gained popularity, and I love how much popularity I've gained. I love that I'm nearing 16,000 subs. I'm loving that I actually got mentioned in another For Honor content creators video. It's a big deal. I'm really happy about that. I'm happy to be mentioned. I'm happy that I've grown this much. But I recognize that the more you grow, the more hate you'll probably get. And that was a bit of a shock for me, but I think I'm starting to get used to it. So maybe I can survive this YouTube thing a little longer, right? Okay, guys, that about wraps things up. But before we go, it is story sharing time. And today's story that I want to share with you guys is called The Revenant King. The Revenant King is a story that I started a long time ago, and I'm still only on chapter 4. And the reason why I'm going so slow is because I'm experimenting with writing styles here. The story is about a dark vigilante who has been systematically taking out crime lords, drug dealers, dangerous individuals. And he always sends a calling card before he hits them, basically announcing who he's coming after. letting them build up security, letting them try to prepare themselves. And then he'll occasionally hit their safe houses. He'll occasionally take out members of their crew or family, basically just giving them further reason to be terrified and build and shelter themselves even more, only so that he can eventually finally get them. But the interesting thing about all these victims that he takes out is they are all drained of blood. And he leaves behind calling cards stating that he is Dracula. Now, the police don't think he's actually Dracula. They think it's just a publicity stunt. But the problem is he sparks such a fear in everyone because of how easy it is for him to break into places. People claim that he's just a shadow on the wall, that all they saw were bats. So it's leading to all this fear of what is he? Is he really Dracula? Is he really a vampire? What's going on here? How can he be able to break into places that no one should be able to break into? How is he able to kill people who seemingly are untouchable? So we're also following this detective who has been assigned to the case to find out who this Revenant King is. Find out, are we really dealing with Nosferatu here, or is he just some vigilante tryhard wishing he were Batman, you know, that kind of thing. But along the way, she starts to uncover some secrets about New York City itself that she never knew, and she may end up, instead of hunting down the Revenant King, may end up looking for his help when some very dangerous individuals start coming after her. It's a very fun story, and the reason it's a different kind of story for me is because I'm trying to write it in the same way Dracula was written. Dracula was written as a slow burn style story where pieces of information were dropped gradually along the way to add more information and detail about who Dracula was, what he was capable of. It was a slow burn horror. Now, this isn't necessarily a horror, but I like the idea of, you know, telling the story of a character through the deeds, actions, discussions, and logs and diaries of other people. It is a very creative way to write, and it's something I've always wanted to try to emulate, so this is something that I've been experimenting with. The picture you're looking at is a picture of the Revenant King that Jay drew. I wish I had more art to show you, but I don't. And if you want to read what I have on that, I will leave a link to the story in the description. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. I know that this week is going to be the start of a slower series for me. It's just going to take some adjusting. I promise we'll figure it out. But until then, thank you guys for watching. And please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Join the Discord in the description below. And I will see you in my next video. Take care.